Missouri House Republicans passed a plan to defund local libraries despite a multi-million-dollar surplus in the budget.
Free speech and human rights groups described the budget cuts as payback against libraries that sued to ask courts to stop state censorship of kids' books. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, is here with more on the potential impact to local libraries.
Mike and Ann, the top budget chair for House Republicans said libraries should not be able to use tax dollars to sue in their fight to oppose censorships, but they didn't. Libraries and their lawyers at the ACLU said they were never using public funds for this legal battle and pointed out Missouri isn't exactly hurting for money right now.
There's definitely money, and I think this is more about, the lawsuit than about the budget.
Missouri Democrats protested a plan to slash state spending on public libraries to $0 in the upcoming budget.
We have $16 billion in the bank today.
House Republicans refused to reinstate the funds after this debate over state censorship of school books.
When it hit libraries and schools, it started leading to a lot of schools banning a lot of books. A book ban.
That's not what this is. Yes, a school can't assign Johnny a Hustler magazine. That's true.
Giving explicit material, giving Hustler to a kid in a library was already illegal. That was already illegal. Then we wouldn't have needed that bill. So what that bill did was create a chilling effect where schools and libraries started banning things like the children's Bible because of sex in it.
When Missouri passed a new law last year outlawing explicit sexual material in school libraries, books like Batman, White Knight were removed from shelves in Rockwood, The Handmaid's Tale in Webster Groves, The Walking Dead in Lindbergh, and in Kirkwood, the graphic novel depiction of George Orwell's 1984.
It seems almost unfathomable that this is where we're at.
Casey Meehan works at PEN America, a national free speech watchdog group monitoring book bans across the country.
PEN America opposes the idea that you could punish, essentially those who are pushing back against censorship.
In a statement, the ACLU of Missouri said their lawsuit challenging censorship hasn't cost taxpayers a dime and called the threat to defund libraries abhorrent retribution.
For rural libraries, this makes up a much larger portion of their budget than it does for larger public libraries. And in some cases, they're getting federal funds, which is a match based on state funding. So it's like a double hit to them.
St. Louis County Library CEO Kristen Sorth says libraries are often the only reliable source of internet in rural Missouri.
So people come for jobs. A lot of the job training centers around the state in rural Missouri are closing. And so those people are coming to public libraries to do their resume, to look for jobs, all those things, and to fill out federal forms like veterans come and fill out for veterans benefits and things like that.
Librarians are pleading with the public to call their senators and urge them not to defund libraries. Senate Republican Lincoln Huff, who runs the budget negotiations there, he's indicated he intends to restore those library funds in the upper chamber, but eventually the House would still have to agree to it.
Thank you.